and Tasty Cakes podcast. I'm Bert Lepore. He's Samuel Monte Carlo. We're hanging here with Angry Mike D, and we talk about music, movies, and so much more.
All right, we're back. Another episode, Mixtapes and Tasty Cakes, episode 125, I think, or whatever. This one, we're going to talk about the recent Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees.
Yeah, so we're going to go through this Rock and Roll Hall of Fame of who got in. Then we'll do our complaining, and then we'll see what we picked, because we did a preview episode of this too. So the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Let's go with the first name we're going to talk about here. Kate Bush, Dame. What do you think?
I mean, honestly, I think I might have said it before. I really don't know much about her, to be totally honest with you. I mean, I know the one song from the Stranger Things and I remember back in the day, but I really don't know too much. I mean, I don't know if she has a Hall of Fame worthy career. I could be totally wrong.
I think isn't she in already? As a songwriter?
No, she wasn't.
Oh, she wasn't.
That was last year when it was like Carly Simon or some.
Oh, okay.
Somebody, I forget who it was, but
gotcha.
She was in already as a songwriter, and then they put this one person in as a
artist.
Maybe they were into it. It's stupid.
Yeah.
But I don't really know anything about her. I mean, I don't want to come off sounding ignorant, but
yeah, I know she's on the ballot a lot. She was on the ballot.
You know, I get the impression that sometimes like certain people, and there's a couple other people that you're going to talk about have popped up in the past. I think after being constantly on there, they just throw them in. But Kate Bush, I think, was actually voted in.
Right.
And then there was a few people that they just said, okay, we're just going to put you in.
Right.
Stupid, but
Mike D, Kate Bush, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm with Damien on this one. I really don't even know much about Kate Bush. I know the name. I've heard the name forever. I honestly thought she was more of like an 80s, 90s artist, but I couldn't tell you one thing she did.
70s, maybe.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you one thing she did, but I know the name. And I guess since I knew the name that long, I don't know. Maybe she does belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I don't know. Right. I can't even make a judgment on this. But
she's on the ballot all the time, so I guess what are you going to do? Okay, Damo. Missy Elliott. She's in.
Dude, I don't know. I mean, I know I'm more familiar with Missy Elliott than I am Kate Bush. And at this point, I'm through with arguing that, it's not rock, you know, this and that. I think you can't change it. They already have all their musical genres. It's not even worth arguing. So it is what it is at this point. But I look at Missy Elliott is in, but Queen Latifah isn't.
That's weird.
You know, like I look at the ones before them, like, you know, Queen Latifah, she's like pretty successful, like entertainer now. She's like actress and everything. She's been on Broadway and shit. Like, you know, she's had a TV show. Like, she pretty much like got out of the music thing, just kind of like expanded. Why isn't she in? Like that's but fucking Missy Elliott, it's stupid to me. I mean,
I don't know. I kind of think Missy Elliott belongs in there though.
Already? Well, I guess it's been a while. See, I forget how long it's been.
Well, I mean, it's What was that? Get Your Freak. That's the first song I really remember.
But she was a song. She was also a song. She was a songwriter before that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like one of those things.
Probably,
She's a songwriter. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it. But I'm looking at some of these names that got in. It's not like they had a ton of hits or they sold 1 billion records. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. Yeah, the Missy Elliott thing for me.
Yeah.
You know, how could you have no Queen Latifah first, right?
They're time and that's just how I'm looking at it. You know what? Like, especially like for a genre like that, like hip hop or heavy metal, where there isn't really too many artists in there. So you're like, they're like skipping over so many that should be in it. It's like putting in and this didn't happen, but I'm just using an example. Like, imagine putting in like the Rolling Stones before Chuck Berry.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it doesn't make any sense. It came from the one influence the other, whatever.
Yep. Okay, a guy that we thought would have been in already, Willie Nelson, finally gets in.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's, you know, more than deserving. I mean, if you're going to put country artists in there, why isn't he in there? You know, and they have a few in there, but you know, then the question is, I guess Garth Brooks is going to be next, and all these other, and then it's going to open up the floodgates for more country. And you know what? Country really doesn't give a fuck about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because they have their own Hall of Fame, which is pretty meaningful to them. And so what do they care? Is Led Zeppelin going to be in the Country Hall of Fame?
Right. right.
They could be. They got 3 country songs.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
that's what I'm saying.
They should be eligible.
But they're not going to do that because they know it's called Country Hall of Fame, and you put country artists in there. But like I said earlier, at this point, it's a moot point.
It's really the Music Hall of Fame or Pop Hall of Fame, and pop, and rock and roll is just the name. It's the tag.
I can guarantee you we will see a hip hop Hall of Fame now. Guarantee you.
There probably is, and we just don't know. Mike D, Willie Nelson.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, he belongs in there. I'm wondering if his daughter's going to come up and induct him in there. So, Greta Thunberg.
Well, he's still alive, right? Willie Nelson's still alive, I think.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he's 90. Yeah.
Wow.
He's I think they're weekend and burying him right now, but
hey man, he wrote some big songs though. He wrote Crazy.
Yeah, he did. He wrote a lot of great songs.
Willie's been around a long
not
time.
My thing, but
he stood the test of time, right? He's still relevant.
He's definitely iconic.
As a matter of fact, Saturday night I discovered this channel on Hulu, Vivo, and they have all different genres of music, and it's like watching MTV videos. Like it's like back-to-back videos. It's better than watching. I mean, you can watch them on somebody's playlist on YouTube, but it's cooler just to turn on this channel. But they had a country channel, and it was all Willie Nelson videos for like an hour or something.
Oh, well.
Pretty cool. I was watching.
I don't know if I could take that much.
Yeah, man. You know what? I just turned it on. I was like, let me just see what this is about, and it was like one after the other. And I was familiar with every song. You know, like you don't realize. You know.
Yeah.
That's kind of why I liked MTV back in the day too, because they mixed it up. They played everything, you know, and then they had their own little special spots. But
that's what this
I mean,
was.
you got to hear a lot of different things instead of one type of music all the time.
Yeah. Well, that's what this channel was. Only for like an hour. It was like a Willie Nelson celebrating 90th birthday.
I mean, listen, even when MTV was around, I still bitched. There was still bitching going on.
Absolutely.
They didn't give enough attention.
Like, how many times are they going to play this freaking Bobby Brown's My Prerogative? I'm fucking sick of hearing it at this point. You know, but now you look back, wow, it's like, that's a really good song.
Yeah. Well, for the next one, we called it. We said either Cyndi Lauper, if she don't get in, George Michael's going to get in, and George Michael got in. Damo.
Yeah. Again, I don't know, man. It's I'm a little surprised at that one, to be honest. There's actually a couple of them on here that I'm kind of surprised. I always thought like George Michael was just like kind of like just like a pop artist that wasn't really respected by the critics, sort of like how Bon Jovi was or somebody like that.
I don't know.
Kind of like,
I mean,
commercial pop. And I guess after he died, maybe people think of him, see him in a different light, I guess. But I don't know. I mean, I thought maybe Cyndi Lauper should have been in. She was,
I think
songwriter
so
and stuff. And
I don't know how she didn't get in.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
I mean, you figure Pat Benatar went in last year. I thought Cyndi Lauper definitely this year.
I thought she would have been in earlier than that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. She had a lot of big hits. And she did the Broadway thing, I think, or the musical. She did something with that. And yeah. Mike D, George Michael.
I mean, I know he had a lot of hits with Wham, but I don't even know if Wham's in there, but
he might have more hits on
Faith album, man. If that Faith album was huge, man.
Yeah.
That was a big album.
It was, I mean, but after that though, I mean, that's
what was the big? It was a Freedom song. That's all I really remember after Faith.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I mean, I think he sold a lot of stuff, and you know, like you said, Dame, I'm tired of arguing. You know, like it's not metal or rock music or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I guess George Michael belongs in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But maybe too soon. Maybe ahead of other people. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think he jumped the line a bit.
Yeah. I want to save one for last, so I'm going to move on to the Spinners. Damo, what you got?
Yeah, I mean, Yeah, I mean, when they came up on the ballot, I looked them up and I was like, oh wow, they did actually have a lot of hits.
Yeah.
But they're like one of those bands where I think they're still out there touring, but there's like maybe like one original guy or maybe no original guy. So it's, I kind of feel like a lot of these bands, like they kind of tarnish their legacy. So I was kind of surprised to see them that they got in, but for that, but I don't know. Again, I'm not that familiar with their history. So, I mean,
yeah. Mike D, Spinners.
I'm sure I heard their songs. Can't tell you what any of their titles are, but I know they're a big name. I know they've been around for a while. Why not?
Yeah, I think the Spinners absolutely deserve to be in. I mean, if you're going to let any kind of act in, I think they deserve it. They did their time. They had a lot of big hits. Yeah.
Or are they sort of like a doo-wop, I'm thinking, right?
No, like R&B.
No. Temptations.
Yeah, like that kind of stuff. Yeah. I think Working My Way Back to You, Babe, that song, I think that was the Spinners, right?
Okay.
They had some big songs.
No, I don't think it was them.
That wasn't them?
I don't think so. No, that's wait, maybe it was. Right? Maybe I'm wrong about that. Yeah, you might be right.
You looking it up?
I am.
Okay. We're going to see if it was the Spinners. Great song.
Then Came You with Dionne Warwick. That was a #1 hit. Could it be I'm falling in love?
Yeah, another good one.
That was them.
Go there, Dame.
Working My Way Back to You. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was them.
Okay. That's a good song.
Great fucking song.
Yeah, and I mean they actually have a lot of songs. I don't recognize the names, but I'm sure if I heard them,
you know them. Yeah,
yeah, and same with you guys. Yeah, you probably For some reason, I didn't think that was them. Working My Way Back to You.
Yep.
Maybe they should have been in there already.
They should have been in there already.
It was, you know why? Because it was originally done by the Four Seasons.
Ah.
Oh,
there you
okay.
Go. There you go.
Yeah, so
which I should have known that.
Also.
There you go.
Yeah.
It was weird back then. Everybody did everybody's songs, kind of.
Oh yeah. So for the last one that gets inducted, I'm going to go first on this one. Rage Against the Machine. Now, a lot of people.
You missed one.
Who did I miss? Kate Bush.
I thought. No.
Oh, Sheryl Crow.
You were saving this one for last.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. Let's save Sheryl Crow for last. Okay. Rage Against the Machine. So, I mean, a lot of people are happy they're in. A lot of people are happy they're in. There's nobody really complaining that they're in. A lot of people are happy they're in. I could see the impact they had, but how long of an impact was it? It wasn't a Nirvana impact. I don't know. They didn't have that many records. And how do you
3, 4 maybe?
4 maybe. How do you put them in before Iron Maiden? I don't get that. I don't get it. How do you put them in before Soundgarden? You got to be kidding me. I seen somebody who has a podcast, a pretty big podcast, say, I never seen the thing with Soundgarden. I really don't think they should deserve to be in. Chris Cornell is everywhere. Before he passed, Chris Cornell was everywhere. So I don't understand that.
Yeah, well, those 4 Seattle bands should definitely be in there by now. No doubt about that. But
two of them are
maybe and then maybe a Rage Against the Machine. But I don't have any problems with them being in there.
No, I think they should have been in there ahead of a couple other bands, though. I just don't know.
Maybe a little premature, but
did they have that many? When I think of Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I think of longevity. I think of either longevity or somebody who really has an impact of a change of a genre or something like that. Like Nirvana wasn't around for a hell of a lot, but there was an impact. They were the band that it changed the whole scene. So if it's something big like that or longevity,
they had a huge impact.
Who's that? Rage?
I mean,
I don't think as much as, if you're going to say the rap and rock genre of them, I would look at Faith No More, even though they're not a rap rock band.
You can throw
those bands.
Too, yeah.
All Chili those Peppers. Bands usually go back to Faith No More, the Chili Peppers and stuff like that. Like, I don't know if I heard too many saying, "Oh yeah, Rage Against the Machine" kind of inspired me. I could be wrong, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I think you put them up there with those bands, and I think some of those should be in there too.
Right.
I
Chili
thought
Peppers
Rage
are
Against
in.
the Machine was like I thought Rage was like more of like the leaders of that pack.
Yeah.
Not so much Red Hot Chili Peppers, but like maybe like even Faith No More kind of predates them too. I don't know. I kind of feel like they were kind of game changers and pretty influential with like stuff that came out after, like in the late 90s and stuff.
But it wasn't like I think people knew them, but it wasn't like, I didn't think it was groundbreaking maybe for
I know what you mean.
But it wasn't like, oh my God, like, I don't know if they were selling out stuff back then, or if they were that hot back then.
They might have been, they were hot for a minute. I think their albums came out pretty quick within each other. They weren't around that long.
They weren't around
right,
at all.
Yeah.
If you asked me, I would have said Audioslave had more success than them. I would say Audioslave might. I mean, I'm not sure, but I would say Audioslave
hits.
Yeah,
because they're way more commercial.
Yeah, but exactly.
But why? You're saying Soundgarden, but I'm saying fucking Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
Like,
Maiden should have been a story.
Like, to me, that's like a slap in the face not having Maiden in there at this point.
Listen, they sold a ton of records. Longevity, they're still around. They still sell.
Without radio play too, man.
Right.
And you could say, oh well, they sold it off the cover of Eddie and everything, but once you listen to that album, they were a serious metal band, man. They weren't we're just getting by on our cool looking mascot. Right. They were serious and talented musicians.
Yeah, mm-hmm. I don't understand. I figured, they had a shot. Judas Priest went in last year. I was like, oh, they got a shot,
But Judas Priest was like, and like some of these other ones, like the performer category, all like those. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Those are actually like legitimate votes. Right. Everyone else who was in there, that's almost like, okay, well, let's put this person in, like Chaka Khan, Link Ray. They are always on the nominated list every fucking year. So I could guarantee you that they put those two in so they could stop seeing their name on the ballot every fucking year.
Right.
Same thing with Judas Priest. Though they weren't on every year, but they popped up a few times. Iron Maiden will get that next year. If they don't get voted in, they'll put them on that thing.
They have to get in somehow. Yep.
Yeah, but it's sort of like it's sort of like a participation trophy. Like, really, I mean.
Right.
I don't think it means anything unless you're voted in. I mean, the only people I think they should put in those categories are like songwriters or like they put Don Cornelius in, like somebody like that. I could see getting in, but like a musical artist, like a band or a singer or something, they don't get voted in, then it's like, I don't know, kind of cheapens it to me.
Which leads us to the last name, Sheryl Crow. What do you got there? Oh,
come on, man, it's fucking. This one actually like upsets me the most. Like, come on, it's a fucking joke. Like, really? I mean, she's okay, but you could go. I would put Melissa Etheridge in before her.
Right.
I mean, come on. I'm actually looking right here at her singles from her heyday in the 90s, and she had a couple, but I mean. She had, a few top 40 hits, but nothing like, she had like 2 top 10 hits, and they're all for her first album. After that, she kind of like, oh, and If It Makes You Happy. So it was like, I don't know.
I mean, she had some hits, but same thing. I mean,
she did.
She bigger than other names,
but I don't think it's.
Did she have a bigger career than Cyndi Lauper? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, do you hear, people saying, "Oh, I'm really influenced by Sheryl Crow. She's a great singer songwriter." I don't, but again, maybe I'm ignorant because
I actually like some of her stuff, but I don't think she should be in before Cyndi Lauper.
Right? Yeah,
weird.
Yeah, or Iron Maiden.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I like your idea that you had before. You were like, they should put X amount of people in from each genre, and just even if it's 1 year a metal band, 1 year a legacy band that's still floating around, something like that. Or
I just say put in more. I mean, at this point, like say, hey, for the next 10 years, we're gonna double it or whatever, because there's so many bands that need to be in there that it'll just take forever to put all these people in, and by that time there'll be new stars that they'll be putting in there,
Right.
So just go back and look the past maybe 40 years or whatever, and see who belongs in there and take care of them and then move forward.
The only thing that show will be three at least 3 nights instead of 1.
Yeah.
That's
the thing. Too,
sorry, but
yeah,
it'll make things just a little more interesting.
Okay. Yeah. So besides Iron Maiden, everybody give me one name that you're surprised is not in the Hall of Fame. And they could be in the Hall of Fame, maybe not as a solo artist or whatever. Is there anything you got, Dan, that you're surprised they're not in?
Okay. I'm actually surprised that Ozzy isn't in as a solo artist.
That is my
that one
thing.
Kind of surprises me. And you know what? I know Black Sabbath as a band was definitely like started heavy metal, but I think Ozzy himself is bigger than Sabbath.
Absolutely.
I mean, come on. He had a festival named after him, Ozfest. I mean, come on. Yeah. That sold out for like years and years and years. That was a big deal, the Ozfest.
Yep.
Alone. Yeah, so not even talking about his music.
Yep.
Yeah. Right. I mean, he's like a I don't know, like everybody knows him,
Mm-hmm. Mike D.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have to go with Ozzy. I'm not. I could probably roll off about 100 of them, but that's definitely surprising. I didn't know that really until last night.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, really? Ozzy's not in there. Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna say Ozzy as a solo artist, extremely successful. And I think they were kind of pressured the year they put Sabbath in because
even TV shows he had.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. All right, so we're gonna look at with who we picked prior, and it's not who we wanted in. This is who we thought we're gonna get in. Let's see how many Damien got right. Damien picked Soundgarden. No. Cyndi Lauper. No. Tribe Called Quest. No. Willie Nelson. Yes. White Stripes. No. Damo's got 1. Mike D picked the same exact picks as Damien. So Mike D gets 1.
Weak.
Yep. I picked.
We suck.
I picked Soundgarden. No. I picked Cyndi Lauper. No. I picked Tribe Called Quest. No. I picked the Spinners. Yes. And I picked Missy Elliott. Yes.
Damn.
Yeah. So I got 2.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame pool.
Yeah. I'm up 2-1.